Hey everybody, it's Dave here from Digital Doxology. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing some multi-track recording tips. I'm going to share 3 tips to help make the process maybe a little easier and faster for you when you're using your Tascam DP-24 or the 32 if you have one of those. Alright, if you like this video today, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell, and you'll be notified then when I put out more videos in the future. So let's get to it. Some multi-track recording tips to use for the Tascam DP-24sd. Here we go. All right, let's get started. Now for tip number 1, my first tip is to go through and assign all of your channels ahead of time. If you're not sure how to do that, go back and check my video I put out a week or so ago on assigning channels on your Tascam. But that's going to be the first thing you want to do, is get all of these 8 inputs assigned ahead of time. Now, everybody has a different situation. Some of you probably have a guitar and you sing, or you play bass, or you have a keyboard and drum machine, etc., etc. And so you want to have everything plugged in and assigned in the back of where you want everything to go. Now, here's how my setup is. I have 2 keyboards plugged in, left and right stereo inputs, and then I have a condenser mic, a handheld mic, and then a guitar. So I have I have 5 things, but some of these have 2 inputs, like the keyboards. So I have all of these left. I leave everything plugged in just this way. It's set up ahead of time, so it's easy. I can just grab my guitar, plug it in, and it's ready to go. So assign all of your channels ahead of time to make it fast for you. Then when you get ready to start your next recording, you're all set. That's the first tip. Let's go to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is to map your board ahead of time. Now remember, I said just a minute ago, everybody has a different setup. Some of you just play guitar. Maybe you play bass, maybe you have a little drum machine, and then you want to record vocals. And maybe you want to record several vocals, like harmony and stuff. So you want to figure out where you want everything to go on the channels. Now what I do, and I've shared this before, is I have everything down here labeled. These are some little pieces of tape that I got at Amazon, and then you can cut them to shape. Some of these are big enough to cover 2 channels, and you can move them around. But I pretty much leave everything where it is, because then when I get ready to start a new song, so I was just recording a minute ago. There's the Kronos. And let's say I want to start recording something. So if I wanted to record that, it's all set to go. All I have to do is hit the record button over here, hit play record, and I'm ready to start recording, and then stop it whenever I want. And then go back and say I want to add another layer, and that's what I used the last 6 tracks here for. So lay out your board ahead of time where you want everything to go. Remember, these last 6 tracks are stereo tracks. And these are perfect for keyboards. I have them all set up with my channels ahead of time. So C, D, these are all set up for channels C and D. If I want to, I can assign these for A and B. It's real simple. Just go like this, A and B, A and B, A and B. Now, everything here is set so that I could use the last 3 for the Roland, first 3 for the Korg. Maybe you want on these channels 1 through 12, you want to use some of these for vocals. So you're going to label them ahead of time. You're going to put vocals on some of these, maybe guitar or bass. Maybe on some of these you're going to have mic inputs for microphones to go to drum sets. So maybe the first 4 channels are for your drums, then vocals, guitar, bass, so on, piano. But always I like to save these for the pianos, the stereo kind of instruments like that. My final tip, tip number 3, this is a huge one. This is going to take you some time, and you're going to go to the mixer section. And this will save you time, because every time you start a new song, if you go in here and hit the menu and you hit song and you say, I want to start a new song, song 2023, and you set it all up and you go, okay, I'm ready. Here's the name of your song, song 2023. All of your levels are going to stay the same when you start a new song. If you set them all up ahead of time, you won't have to worry about messing with that. So go through each channel, press the mixer button right at the top here, and then go through each channel and set your mid, your high, mid, and low gain and what frequencies you want. If you're using 2 channels though, for like I am for the Kronos right here, notice that they're both set the same. Track 1 and track 2. There's track 1, there's track 2. Track 1, all the levels, gain, everything is all set the same. The only thing that changes on these 2 is the pan. That's kind of important to remember too. I didn't mention that yet, but let me do that. If you're recording a stereo instrument on channels 1 and 2, you want to make sure channel 1 is set to go left, channel 2 is set to go right. You don't have to do that with the stereo inputs over here, because that will already be taken care of for you. So just a little tip there. If you're using these first 12 tracks or channels for a stereo instrument, you won't have to use 2 channels, and you want to make sure you set your left and right. So that's the only thing that's different on those. Let's say I'm using vocals on channel 5. Well, channel 5 is going to be centered. If I'm doing harmony on channel 6 and 7, then I might want to put one side to go to the right and one side to go to the left. Or I can always change that right here with the pan button. So this yellow pan button will change that to go either center, or you can pan it to the left as far as you want, all the way over. It's up to you. If you're using a guitar, you may want that to be centered. If you're doing 2 or, let's say you do a rhythm guitar on channel 8 and then a lead. I'll tell you what, rhythm guitar on channel 8, let's put that a little bit to the right. My lead guitar on channel 9, I want that in the center. That's also going to be the one you might want to use some of your effects. So you're going to go in here and set your effects for that, and make sure you turn them on right there. And then also go through and set your effects to send, and make sure you turn your effects on right there, on pre and post. You have your different settings here. Okay, so mess with all this ahead of time to get them set just the way you want them, and then leave them. That way you don't have to go in and mess with all this again. So that's my last tip. I hope that helps you. And I know that's going to take you a lot of time to go through each channel, but it's worth it. If you set everything up ahead of time, it's worth it, because then the next time you come and get ready to start a song, boom, you're ready to get to it and you've got everything all set. So you like this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. Oh, and one little last tip. I always keep these little note cards handy. Little 3x5 cards and a pencil. I can't tell you how many times I've had to write down what setting I use on my keyboard, how many beats per minute the song was, because sometimes I change and modify things on the Kronos. And these little cards, I keep them right here next to my my desk, so that I can always mark these down, and they have saved me a lot of time as well. So a stack of these 3x5 cards and a little pen or a pencil is a great little thing to have handy. Have a great day, everybody. Have fun playing with your Tascam or keyboards or whatever the heck you're doing. Take care. Catch you later. Bye.